From the Cronkite Studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
Hope is on the horizon for many immigrants who want to stay in the country legally. We're looking at the new application process.
Saving this endangered species has more at stake than just preventing extinction. The economic concerns and what's being done to satisfy those on both sides of a continuing battle.
And members of the Apache tribe begun a 2-day-long march across Arizona in an effort to save what they call sacred lands.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News. I'm Brenda Crosco.
And I'm Lauren Hanley. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Soon, more Dreamers will be able to apply to stay in the U.S. Starting on February 18th, the U.S. Customs and Immigration Services will take applications for the Expanded Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, also known as DACA. With less than 2 weeks until Dreamers can apply, one Phoenix student is looking forward to finally gaining legal status after being left behind from the first program.
All right, last call.
18-year-old community college student Alondra Lopez has been waiting for this announcement for a long time. Like millions of Dreamers in the U.S., Lopez will now be granted the opportunity to apply under the new expanded DACA program, bringing her one step closer to fulfilling her dreams of becoming a teacher.
I love biology. It's something I always loved. So I would like to go in that field, just learn more about the human body and eventually become a teacher so I could teach others about what my passion is, and hopefully they could grow into that as well.
Lopez was unable to file for deferred action in 2012 because she briefly left the U.S. in 2008.
It was a bittersweet moment because I realized that many people were going to get the opportunity to qualify for that. And although when I realized that I didn't qualify, it was a very sad moment.
Immigration attorney Magali Fontes says new applicants like Lopez don't have to worry about the old requirements since the new requirements were announced late last year.
Now, you only have to prove physical presence from January 1st, 2010 to the present. So it doesn't matter if you were not here in the United States in 2008 or 2009. As long as you were here by January 1st, 2010, you'll be fine.
For Lopez, the DACA expansion means she will finally get to do so many of the things that others take for granted.
Now that it's here, I could just see so many doors opening, growing in myself and becoming more brighter and showing my brothers that everything could be done.
Even with President Obama's 2 executive orders, the Migration Policy Institute estimates that there will still be over 6 million undocumented people left in the United States who will not qualify for either DACA or DAPA.
Things just got a little bit easier for undocumented Mexican immigrants living in Arizona and across the country. Mexico has made it possible for migrants to obtain birth certificates and other government documents at Mexican consulates across the United States. Mexico announced this new process of obtaining government documents last month, but up until now, the birth certificates and other documents were not accessible from the consular database. Now, undocumented migrants can easily get required paperwork from any of the 5 consulates in Arizona, located in Phoenix, Tucson, Nogales, Douglas, and Yuma. Before this, migrants had to ask friends and relatives back home to retrieve and send their paperwork, which could take days or months and sometimes got lost in the mail. The consulate says it's not only good for individuals, but Arizona's economy.
Collaterally, they are going to improve the economy through different fields, like mechanics, auto parts, gas. So it's a win-win situation.
In the past, migrants who didn't have their birth certificates and other documents were unable to apply for a passport, a consulate ID, or a driver's license.
For grandparents raising children, college tuition can seem like an impossible goal. But as reporter Mariah Ellis shows us, one student is learning how scholarships can make those dreams come true.
What do I always say? God's gift to us is what?
Our life.
Our life. And our gift to God is what?
What we do with it.
What we do with it.
This is Brittany Avant and her grandmother Loretta. The two have a special bond that is easy to see. However, things were not always easy.
Every girl wants to have conversations with her mother. And every son wants to have conversations with his father, so we don't want them to not talk about how this impacts you, because it does.
Brittany Avant is one of many students in Arizona who was raised by her grandparents. Grand families, that is, grandparents raising their grandchildren, face some tough challenges compared to your average family. Not only are they living off of a fixed income while trying to pay for health care and education, but
the grandchildren that you raise today is in a different generation than the ones that you raised. And we didn't have texting and, all the video equipment. We didn't have that when we raised our children.
But there is help. One organization, Duet, supports hundreds of families throughout the year, providing activities, resources, and a place to bond with other similar families.
If anything, we're going to be here to just kind of, help you know that you're not alone.
Brittany started her own support club at Arizona State, with support from President Michael Crow and even Hillary Clinton. Brittany's determination didn't stop there either.
They also started thinking that, we want something that when we're not here anymore, that's going to continue this club in a really meaningful way.
After much support, a $4,000 scholarship was made to help these students who may not be able to afford a university education.
We are definitely blessed and fortunate.
In Phoenix, Mariah Ellis, Cronkite News.
This is the first year Brittany's scholarship will be awarded. The application will open in November and the scholarship closes on March 1st. You can apply for the scholarship on the ASU scholarship portal online.
A protest is taking place at Senator McCain's office today by Tona Tierra, an organization showing solidarity with Apache Nation and other environmentalists after a land swap with Resolution Copper at Oak Flat passed. The land is sacred to the Apache people. Resolution Copper Mining is set to acquire the 2,400-acre area. The controversial land swap package passed as part of the Defense Authorization Bill. It was authorized by Senators John McCain and Jeff Flake in the hopes to create jobs and generate revenue. But Apache leaders say they are outraged.
There was not prior consultation, there was not prior information being shared. It was put into that package without our consent and without our knowledge. We denounce and deny and do not consent to that.
Another protest will take place tomorrow morning at 9 at the Oak Flat campground.
And that campground is where an indigenous tribe in southern Arizona started a 2-day-long march yesterday.
More than 50 people gathered outside of the San Carlos Apache Tribe's office, singing, dancing, and praying, trying to protect the land that has been sacred to their tribe for generations.
Our connection to the land makes us, it's part of something that greatly makes us who we are.
Apache people of all ages began making the journey to the Oak Flat campground, a site where they utilize the earth, pray, and perform holy rituals.
And it's sacred to me and my family and everyone here because our ancestors are from there.
But it's also the site where Copper Resolution Mining will break ground on a $61.4 billion deal by 2020.
It's a peaceful gesture from our group to show that this place matters.
The Apache people plan to stay on the campground after the protest is over, living off the land and sharing their message.
We're here, we've been here, we'll continue to be here.
Although the land that is under contract is not a part of the tribe's reservation, they hope that their persistence will show the dedication they have for the land that they love. In Phoenix, Lauren Klenda, Cronkite News.
A battle wages on between wildlife conservationists and ranchers in New Mexico. We have an exclusive look at the release of the endangered Mexican gray wolf into the wild.
Brothers and sisters, can you tell me where to go?
The women were breaking the glass ceiling.
That just thrilled me. We're traveling back in time to help solve family mysteries. No.
Wait, that's
amazing.
a new deal for the American people.
We wouldn't be who we are without them.
I just gotta get on back to my home at any cost.
Who were the people that got us from there?
A world without glass, clean drinking water, time, or light.
To here.
These were hobbyists, garage inventors, and obsessive tinkerers. These are people who actually made the modern world, who set off an amazing chain reaction of ideas.
It's the story of How We Got to Now with Steven Johnson, coming in October, only on PBS.
I'm standing up for myself and for other people like me.
Wow. This is a bit odd.
you okay?
It's kind of insane, but in a good way.
The fight for endangered species is an ongoing battle. The states of Arizona and New Mexico share a common battlefield for the Mexican gray wolf and its ability to thrive. Cronkite News reporter Ryan Hill took the trek to Reserve, New Mexico to see how this animal has raised economic concerns.
On this cold, windy morning, these groggy wolf pups are being re-released into the wild.
You can't find them out here.
The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service picked up these pack mates along the Blue Ridge Reserve on the Arizona-New Mexico border. The pups were shot with tranquilizer darts, picked up by helicopter, and brought to a landing area where vets checked them out, vaccinated them, and fastened on their new tracking collars.
Nationally, as a country, we've certainly decided that we want to recover these species, and locally, it's harder on folks.
Back in 1998, efforts began to bring this population back from the brink of extinction. It also began a feud between local ranchers and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, with a high price on both sides.
It's a lot in this particular helicopter operation. Most of the time, the field crews are spread out across the two-state area. You know, it's probably $100,000 on the helicopter operation.
That is just one piece of the pie. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service's annual budget for the Mexican Gray Wolf Project is around $2 million. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service thinks that the re-release process of the Mexican gray wolf is going just fine. But for members of Catron County, a sprawling ranching community located near many national forests, it has a cost that impacts them where it hurts the most.
I've lost a lot of cows and a lot of calves. Lost about 111 cows and over 300 calves. If I could have sold those cows and those calves, that would have been about $750,000.
Ranchers like Thiessen feel the Mexican gray wolf is an economic burden. The federal government is trying to ease their financial struggles with a compensation plan. Thiessen says he may have been reimbursed, but the fund did not completely cover his losses.
I'd say no. $4,500, that's 3 calves. They compensated me for 3 calves, and I lost 300 calves. If they want to run wolves on here, they should pay for everything, all the damage they do. If they don't want to pay for it, get the wolves out of here.
Thiessen bought his ranch from a family who lost their land due to economic hardships from the Mexican gray wolf, and knows it can hurt the price of his land as well.
They definitely could. I bought it for maybe a third of what it should have gone for. There's more wolves now than there was when I bought them.
The economic problems that surround the Mexican gray wolf may not be solved for the time being, but Oakleaf continues to iron out concerns with ranchers.
You want to work with them and try to find solutions, and so you work with the individual rancher and discuss positive solutions.
On the Arizona-New Mexico border, I'm Ryan Hill, Cronkite News.
One of the major issues surrounding the reimbursement of farms is identifying whether or not the cattle was actually killed by a wolf. The remnants of the body are usually found far too late to properly identify the actual cause.
Cronkite News is committed to tracking water issues around the state. A new grant that will go a long way with conserving a vital water source in central Arizona. And water's job isn't done after doing laundry. Some say it can serve a greater and greener purpose.
For veterans, coming back to civilian life brings new challenges, new opportunities, and new stories of remarkable courage and accomplishment. Sharing their stories can help communities understand the veteran experience, and through Arizona Veterans Coming Home, 8 connects veterans and their families to resources and services for a successful transition to civilian life. Explore some of the best resources and opportunities for veterans at azpbs.org/veterans. Arizona Veterans Coming Home, connecting Arizona's veterans to the right resources at the right time. Watch sneak previews of what's coming soon to 8. Go to azpbs.org/previews today. 8. Arizona PBS, a community service of Arizona State University, delivers new ideas and new worlds to the explorer in you.
One of the last flowing rivers in the Southwest, the Verde River in central Arizona, is a very important water source for millions of people. As Jason Holmes reports, new federal grant awarded to the Verde River will go a long way in conservation efforts.
The Verde River is getting additional protection thanks to a $2.8 million grant from the U.S. Natural Resources Conservation Service. The money will dramatically improve agriculture as well as water conservation efforts along the river.
Ensuring that we have a reliable source of water in the Verde River not only benefits the communities along the river and the farmers, but it also provides water for the people living in the Valley of the Sun.
The 5-year plan for the Verde NRCD is to improve irrigation efficiencies on 370 acres of agricultural land, and at the same time to improve wildlife habitat in the Verde River.
Many farmers and landowners will be moving away from flood irrigation and converting to more efficient drip irrigation systems. Solar panels are also being put in place to control the amount of water flowing through irrigation ditches. This ensures that farmers only use what they need, thus keeping more water in the river.
For me, it's important in terms of heritage. I think it's important that in rural areas we still have that connection to the land, and also that we have a sense of stewardship and we have a responsibility for keeping rural economies intact.
The partners in the Verde Initiative believe that this project will benefit both people and nature and will also help change the course of conservation in Arizona. Our current conditions out there right now here in Phoenix, 81 degrees, low humidity at just 20%. You can see those winds pretty much non-existent out there right now. No rainfall today, and we're not expecting any either. Again, it's just a gorgeous afternoon and evening out there. Those temperatures have warmed up to near 80 across most areas, 79 in Mesa, right at 80 in Scottsdale, 79 in Goodyear, and 81 down there in Tempe. Temperatures across the state, a little bit cooler up north, of course, 60 there in Flagstaff, 63 in the Grand Canyon. Warmed up all the way to 83 down there in Tucson and 82 in Yuma. Taking a look at the regional satellite and radar picture, you can see there's a big storm way off there to the northwest with some heavy rain coming into northern California and parts of Oregon, but that is staying away from us here in Arizona. Again, hardly any clouds across the state right now. Just a few clouds will pass by through the area tonight with the low temperature dropping down to 56. And over the 5-day forecast, the weekend is looking great, and heading into next week too. Temperatures in the lower to mid 80s. As you can see for Wednesday, maybe just a little bit cooler by then with a 20% chance of some rain showers or clouds, but all in all, looks like a great weekend and a good start to next week. For Cronkite Weather, I'm Jason Holmes.
It's the latest effort by one of the Valley's more progressive cities to improve our environment. Cronkite News reporter Sunny Scott tells us how Tempe is now offering a new rebate program to help Arizona and put a little more money back in your wallet.
Like most of us, Volcranic counts on an irrigation system to keep his fruit trees watered, but it's not like any other watering system. This water comes from his own laundry machine.
Basically, what we do is we wash our clothes, and then when we're done with the water, we put it into our landscape.
Laundry water is referred to as gray water, which is clean wastewater from washing machines and showers.
But there are Tempe residents that are already utilizing it just because they understand the benefits of conserving water.
Volcranic got the idea from a workshop he attended with the nonprofit Watershed Management Group, which teaches people sustainable living practices, and now Tempe is offering a $200 equipment rebate to convince more residents to take the plunge. Just as you're about to put a load in, use this all-natural laundry detergent, hit the start button, and switch the gray water valve to plants, and you'll be helping the environment and also reducing your water bill.
I would say it's probably about $20 less a month.
Kranick likes helping the environment. His gray water pipe leads from out of the laundry room on the side of the house to a garden, where it waters his fig and orange trees.
So the laundry machine typically is one of the easiest sources to tap into.
What makes this gray water irrigation system so beneficial to the plants is how much water the soil traps. It's also important to only use natural laundry detergent. Other detergents can be harmful to the plants.
Saving that water, anything we can do to save that water and help out our city and our environment is a great thing.
So the next time you're about to put a load in, remember you could be spending a lot less money and taking your part in helping the environment. In Tempe, Sunny Scott, Cronkite News.
City of Tempe's goal is to reduce their water use to 115 gallons per capita per day by 2020. Tempe residents interested in signing up for the Gray Water Rebate Program can find the application on the City of Tempe's website. Millions of football fans around the country tuned in to watch the Super Bowl.
This was the big play that had everyone up in arms, but imagine being part of the 15% who didn't see it, what some people were doing instead.
At ASU, we believe the most important semester is the one that starts after you get your diploma, the one called life. So we work hard to help our alumni thrive, teaching them the importance of not only achieving their goals, but exceeding them. With innovative programs that embrace hands-on learning that encourages real-world growth. Our alumni know it can be the education of a lifetime, for a lifetime. For more information, thrive.asu.edu.
Should I believe in the world, mama?
I think so.
Should I give up and hide, or should I stay and fight? Should I believe in the rules, mama?
What are the consequences?
Can I speak out my mind in these changing times? I don't know what to believe, mama.
Will you march with us?
There's a fire inside, there's a storm on the rise. Give me a reason to be, mama.
Buonasera.
The world is more complicated than it's ever been.
The NewsHour is always going to take you deeper and take you broader.
And that is worth fighting for.
Night after night, 7 days a week.
I'm Maria Hinojosa.
I'm Gwen Eichel. And I'm Judy Woodruff.
On behalf of all of us here, thanks for watching.
I'm free. I'm free. And freedom tastes of reality.
Cronkite News is proud to join the Arizona PBS News block here on 8HD.
Here's a look at what's coming up tonight on Arizona Horizon and PBS NewsHour.
Coming up next after Cronkite News, it's Arizona Horizon's Journalists Roundtable. We will discuss a lawsuit targeting the state's foster care system, and we'll look at a bill that bans texting while driving.
I'm Judy Woodruff on the next NewsHour, how streaming music is changing the way artists release their tunes.
It was the most watched television event of the night and in Super Bowl history.
71% of Americans sat in their living rooms and watched the Patriots beat the Seahawks.
But the looming question is, what were people doing if they weren't watching the big game?
Cronkite News reporter Kristen Kirby found out.
I actually didn't know that it was the Super Bowl until I was walking through my apartment complex and everybody was screaming.
I really have no idea about Super Bowl because I'm kind of not interested in that, so I don't really watch anything about it.
In my country, we play soccer.
Numbers released earlier this week show that in Phoenix alone, 82% of people who were watching TV during the Super Bowl were in fact tuned into the game. While most of Phoenix was watching the Super Bowl, there were plenty of locals who found other things to do on Sunday.
We had a bunch of good snow come through the state up at sunrise, so I went snowboarding. I knew that everyone else was going to be watching the Super Bowl.
I read my Quran and I had a dinner and sleep.
I was actually working on graduate school work and homework, so I was not paying attention to what was happening at all.
I was studying for a test.
Got some grocery shopping, took advantage of the fact that really no one was actually out on the streets. It was actually a pretty good time to get a lot of stuff done.
I stayed at home watching the Korean soap opera.
Nationwide, 114.4 million viewers tuned into NBC's Super Bowl broadcast, making it the most watched show in U.S. television history. Reporting in Phoenix, I'm Kristen Kirby, Cronkite News.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight.
But we'll leave you with bonus sights and sounds from the journey of the Mexican Gray Wolf release.
So I'm the IC, so that's incident commander for the project. And so make sure people are in the right spot and directing people. make sure it's a smooth operation.
Copy that. 193, the second location you gave me was Briendo, right?
So the capturing is the plane finds a location. We call in the helicopter flies underneath the plane, gets a count of the wolf. The pilot and the darter work together to get the wolf in the right spot, and then you're firing a dart out, and then every so often it hits a wolf, and then you monitor it and it goes down.
2 darts. First one was
It can be dangerous. However, we do have very good drugs to enable us to work on the animal safely.
So you take the medical information, the measurements, the weights, and all that kind of stuff. And we get a collar on it. You do vaccines.
There can be injuries. Unlike your dog or cat or you, before we give drugs, we do not have the luxury of pre-anesthetic blood work, for instance, to know that that animal is healthy. Anything can go wrong.
Yeah, you wait for it to wake up, and once it's awake in the crate, then you take it and transport it out to as close a location to where we captured it as we could, and put it back inside its territory, hopefully to live free for a long time.
Find top Arizona stories anytime at CronkiteNewsOnline.com.